bargaining, haggling, making a deal. Negotiation. When we think of negotiation, many of us roll our eyes, dreading having to get into one. We think of used car dealers, job offers, and getting money from mom and dad. Negotiation, however, is one of the most useful ways to end a conflict. There are several approaches to it. First, we will show you an example of competitive negotiation. In this approach, each party involved has what Popple calls a bargaining range, a range beyond which they won't go. They usually start off with high demands and try to work towards an agreement. Today, we're going to be watching the Jones family. Little Susie wants to go out all night with Big Boy McGee, but her parents don't want that to happen. Let's peek in and see what's going on.
Susie, come on.
Coming.
Hold on 1 second, young lady.
I don't know what your guys' problem is. There's nothing wrong with Big Boy. We're going out tonight, all night, and I don't know when we're going to be back.
Wait, young lady. First off, don't talk to your mother like that. And no, you are not ever going out with that boy.
If you don't let me go out, my life is over, and everyone's going to laugh at me. If you don't let me go out, I'm going to run away and never be heard from again.
You know what, young lady? Go ahead, run away. See if Big Boy takes care of you the same way your mother and I have. And if I hear any more of this, you're grounded for the rest of your life.
No, Susie. Why don't you call your friend Jennifer and go out with her and her boyfriend Bob?
No, because we want to spend alone time together.
Huh? Alone time? I know what that means. That's it. Go to your room, you're grounded.
Whoa. Well, in competitive negotiations, the parties might use threats, exaggerations, and forceful speaking. Remember high demands? Well, usually after such demands are made, each party will slowly concede ground. For example, Mrs. Jones is willing to let little Susie go out, but only if she's with friends. Little Susie's being a little resistant to her persuasion.
I'm not going to my room. I'm going out with Big Boy.
No, you're not, young lady. Not with that attitude. The only way you're going to see Big Boy tonight is if you go out with your friend Jennifer and be home before 10.
But we want alone time.
No, wait. Your mother has a very good point here. I don't like Big Boy, and there's no way I'm allowing my daughter to have alone time with him. So the only way you're going out tonight is if it's somebody we know, it's with someone we know, and you're home at a certain time.
It's the only way, Susie.
Fine, I'll call Jennifer.
Each party came to an agreement they could live with. Now let's take the same situation and see what happens if the Joneses would have taken the collaborative approach. In the collaborative negotiations, we can easily assume two things. First, each party has multiple interests. And second, they also share common interests. In this approach, both parties hope that the negotiation process can result in a win-win situation for
I
everyone.
don't understand why you guys don't like him. Can you tell me?
Well, first, I never imagined our little angel dating a guy named Big Boy. And second, he's way too old for you.
And we just don't know him.
Well, what if he came by earlier, and then you guys got to talking and got to know him?
That would work.
I agree, yeah.
See, this tactic is called expanding the pie. Susie's parents don't want her going out with Big Boy all night long. Susie offers for her parents to meet with him before they go out. Her father may not like him, but at least he gets to meet his daughter's boyfriend before they go out. Susie has expanded the pie.
Mom, Dad, this is Big Boy McGee.
Very nice to meet you, ma'am.
Big Boy.
Sir.
And Susie.
Have a seat.
Very nice to meet you, Big Boy, but I have to ask, why did they call you Big Boy?
Well, you see, both of my parents were born little people. Since I wasn't, the name Big Boy, it just kind of stuck.
I can certainly see why.
Now, Big Boy, I'll be honest, we're kind of against you taking our daughter out tonight because, we know so little about you. So, you gotta understand, our Susie Q here, she's just starting to date.
I can understand that. I like your daughter a lot, sir, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to her either. I respect Susie too much to let anything get in the way of your guys' relationship. As far as I'm concerned, you're the bosses, and I'm cool with whatever.
You see, didn't I tell you, isn't he the best?
Well, you did, and I have to admit, I am impressed. Now, Big Boy, it is all right if you take our daughter out tonight, but you gotta understand, she's gotta be home by 10 p.m. And if that happens, then Susie, then yes, we might be willing to renegotiate your curfew.
Thank you, Daddy.
Did you see that? That's what's called coming up with non-specific compensation. Not only does Mr. Jones say it's okay for little Susie to go out, though she has to be home at a certain time, if she does, the next time she might be able to stay out longer. Now, this War of the Joneses can actually come out with wins on both sides. In order for that to happen, they both need to take the collaborative approach one step further. This is called using principled negotiation. Fisher and Urey, in their book Getting to Yes, identified 4 key principles in this approach: people, interests, options, and using criteria. These aren't so much skills as they are simple procedures that one should follow in conflict resolution. Let's examine the Joneses' conflict, starting with principle number 1, people. First, the Joneses need to separate the people from the problem. They can attack the problem then instead of each other. Mr. and Mrs. Jones realize that Big Boy McGee himself is not the problem. But they don't want their young daughter to spend all night with a boy that they don't know. Principle number 2, interests. In every negotiation, those involved need to focus on their interests, not each other's positions. Commonly, people take a position, spend all their time defending it, and their main focus is defending their position and not necessarily getting what they really need. They're just too busy proving they're right and not solving their problem. Also, in negotiations, people can have multiple interests. In the Joneses' case, Susie's parents' multiple interests for wanting her home instead of going out with her boyfriend are as follows.
Now, big boy, my main concern is my daughter's safety, you understand? So, as a father, it's my job to protect her from bad influences.
I also don't want her neglecting her schoolwork. I want her to go to ASU at the West Campus. I hear they have an amazing communications program there.
I don't want to be up all night either, worrying and cleaning my guns. I do have to work tomorrow.
People may also misread each other's interests.
Now, big boy, my little Susie was going on about alone time with you.
No, Mr. Jones, it's not like that. I just want to get to know Susie Q. She's really special. She's a little shy and all, but I just want to spend some time with her.
Oh, you don't need to tell me that. I know she's special. It's just when Mrs. Jones and I were your ages, alone time meant something else.
Oh, you can trust me, Mr. Jones.
Daddy, I didn't mean it like that.
The third principle is options. The Joneses can generate a variety of possibilities before deciding what to do.
Maybe we should all go out as a group sometime, go bowling or have dinner. My daughter really likes you, and I'd like to know what you're all about.
You're right. I don't know about bowling, but maybe we could do something together as a group. Susie, would that be all right?
Totally. You guys will love Big Boy. He's a blast. He's so funny.
Yeah, I'm a riot.
The fourth and final principle is criteria, or using an unrelated or objective standard to solve your conflict. The Joneses can say why they're so protective on Susie is based on some real concrete data.
My parents are so overprotective.
Now, Susie, overprotective has nothing to do with it. Look right here in this morning's newspaper. According to the FBI, the violent crime rate is up in this part of the city by 200%. And big boy,
Yes,
look,
sir.
right here. In the past year, there have been over 9,000 violent crimes reported in a 30-mile radius, all taking place after 12 a.m.
That's shocking, sir. I'll make sure I have her home by 12 o'clock then.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Jones.
Big boy.
Well, all is well with the Joneses again. Mr. and Mrs. Jones are satisfied. Susie's happy. And Big Boy's ecstatic. Today we learned 3 concepts: competitive negotiation, collaborative negotiation, and principled negotiation. So for all of the big boys in your life, ladies and gentlemen, you now know how to negotiate for success.